cheesecake.
A cheesecake, and my heart sinks. Not excited.
I'm ecstatic. I love cheesecake. I'm very happy.
A rich, creamy filling. A crisp, sweet crust. Perfect balance of texture and flavor. One ingredient overused, and the beautiful balance will be destroyed.
I'm not a baker. I've made it once before, and it didn't really turn out, so I'm freaking out.
And in case you need another reason to do your very best, we have one. The person who makes the best Philadelphia cream cheesecake today will have their recipe featured in a Philadelphia cream cheese magazine ad.
Please head to your stations.
In front of you are 6 ingredients: farm fresh eggs, sugar, vanilla, graham crackers, butter, and Kraft's iconic Philadelphia cream cheese. These quality ingredients are all you need to create a stunning cheesecake. If you fail, it's all on you.
There's also a limited pantry in the equipment room that has additional ingredients in case you want to make your cheesecake stand out from the pack.
You have just 90 minutes. Your time starts now!
Josh, smash! To be perfectly honest, I'm not a baker and I've never cooked a cheesecake, but I've been on a pressure test before and I've battled my way out of it. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do today.
To make this cheesecake in 90 minutes, that's a lot of pressure. This is a tough test for them. Some of the pitfalls would be obviously over-baking, under-baking.
Too much air wouldn't be good. Not enough air would not be good either, right? You want that nice, creamy center, almost dense.
And not too high in the oven and not too low, right in the center rack.
There's no way that this cheesecake is sending me home today. Absolutely not.
The moment I take my cake out, my heart sinks. My whole entire cheesecake has fallen.
Two minutes left. Finishing touches, tidying up, getting ready to present.
I go to pull the spring form, and sure enough, it is stuck to that bad boy.
45 seconds remaining. You need to hustle, hustle, hustle.
I gotta get my cake on this plate, but it's stuck. I mean, the thing is basically frozen to the cake pan.
Oh,
Damn it, Josh.
Fuck. Use the spatula to force it off.
10 seconds remaining.
Oh, it's going, it's going.
It's going.
9, 8, 7,
Okay.
6,
I push with all my strength.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up.
Oh, God, that was crazy.
I'm really worried. I've got a pit in my stomach.
Josh's looks the messiest, probably.
Half of his cake is still on his plate.
I think my cake's a disaster, but Kayla's cake looked like a chocolate cake with a little bit of cheese in it.
My cake definitely stands out. That could either be great for me or it could be really, really bad.
I'm actually really happy. It's risen, and there's no cracks.
They're all in trouble.
It's time to taste your cheesecakes and find out who will be leaving the MasterChef Canada kitchen.
Dale, please bring your cheesecake up.
I don't know what to think as I'm walking up. I know my cake tastes good. I know it may not look good.
Are you happy with the way your cheesecake turned out?
I'm very disappointed. I make cheesecake all the time. It's pretty much my favorite dessert.
It's a generous portion of topping to crust. Very smooth, very creamy. The cream cheese is coming through very nicely. And the contrast of that crust, it eats very well, but doesn't present as well.
I thought you'd made this hundreds of times.
I have, Chef.
You know, I expected so much more from you based on how confident you were going into this competition. Fanned out strawberries are very typical. Everything I've seen from you so far is creative.
Danielle, please bring your cheesecake up here.
It's a limoncello key lime cheesecake.
Oh, looks nice. But taste also counts. Crust is crispy. I get the Philadelphia cream cheese, which I like.
Wow. What do you think of that profile?
It actually looks quite nice.
Doesn't get much better.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you.
It's actually beyond very good.
Thank you very much, Chef.
Kayla, please bring up your cheesecake.
Lordy. I'm super stressed out because it doesn't look as pretty as I thought it did, and something as small as that could literally send me home.
Wow. Wow. You did a nice marbling effect. You missed a little bit of crust, though.
Yes, Chef.
But I give you marks for definitely standing out from everyone else. The only thing I'm concerned about here is that you didn't really honor the main ingredient, which is cheese.
I just wanted to do something a little bit different.
Well, if different was your goal, you achieved that.
In a bad way?
In a good way.
Thank you, Chef.
Hi there, Lynn.
Hi, Chef.
Can you walk me through each component of your dessert, please?
I have pistachio brittle. My mom cooks brittle, and she puts it in tins, and that's what people want for Christmas.
Wow.
I also have a mascarpone mousse. This is an olive oil savory bread. We all love bread. French people love bread, right? Yeah. It's true. I'm making glazed apricots, and that will be served alongside Chateau de Bourgogne.
Sounds like you've got a lot to deal with.
Yes, Chef.
And if there's anyone who can pull it off, I'm going to guess it's going to be you, Lynn.
Thank you, Chef.
5 minutes. You have 5 minutes left.
Oh, my goodness. This is unbelievable.
So finally, David is now starting to plate. He's starting to put together his dessert.
You got it.
Oh, my God. He's still running around. Lynn is already finished.
1 minute. You have 1 minute left. He's still got to put his meringue on. It's going to be within seconds if he pulls this off.
You can do it, Dad!
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up!
Wow. The last dish.
Win or lose, I'm happy with myself.
I'm this close to the title of MasterChef Canada.
Now, it's time for the most important tasting of your culinary lives.
Here we go, David.
Got this!
David, please bring up your dessert.
My dessert is a lemon curd parfait on a graham cracker sponge base with meringue.
Are you as surprised as we are that you pulled this off?
No, I wasn't gonna give up. Not today, no way.
Can't wait to try it. I really adore all the flavors. The presentation to me is unique. There's so many textures happening here. You have crunchy from the meringue, soft from the mousse. The cake is sensational, flawless.
You know, David, I am impressed. You really elevated your wife's lemon dessert here. The star of the show really is this lemon curd because the sharpness and the sweetness, that balances perfectly. This, to me, is heaven in a spoon.
The mousse is light and fluffy and delicate. The lemon curd, if that had not made it to the plate, this would not be a successful dessert. It's very well done. Thank you.
Lynn, please bring up your dish.
My dessert's a plate on a cheese plate. It has homemade chocolate olive bread, pistachio brittle, a mascarpone mousse, candied apricots, and my favorite cheese, Chateau de Bourgogne.
Well, then, this is an intelligent dessert. The chocolate bread with the pistachio and the olive goes very nicely with that salty cheese. And the apricot, that's delicious. This is a plate I would like to share with my friends.
Lynn, the mascarpone mousse. Mascarpone can be extremely rich and heavy, but you were able to present it in a way that delivered a featheriness to it. My only comment would be the brittle, because that was the sweetest element. I felt it was a little bit of the odd man out. But everything else is really very, very good.
Lynn, you've done something very, very rare on this cheese board. You've mixed two ingredients that work so beautifully together. The olives and the chocolate. It's actually one of the most memorable things I've had in the entire competition. I would serve that in my restaurant any day.
Luxurious ricotta cheese. Every Italian nonna makes their own. And tonight, so will you.
I don't want to react because I don't want everyone else to know I can't stand cheese.
Freshly made ricotta is just the beginning.
We want to see your homemade ricotta deliciously showcased in this. Stunning handmade ravioli in an irresistible sauce of your choice.
Homemade ricotta in a pasta dish that we have to use the ricotta in. This is going to be incredibly difficult.
But this is MasterChef Canada.
We also want to see what is going on here. Gnudi. Gnudi is a lot like gnocchi. It's also a dumpling, but it's made with ricotta cheese instead of potato.
They don't call them a pressure test for nothing.
You'll just have 1 hour.
Oh my God.
This is almost impossible.
I'm freaking out right now. I burnt myself really bad, and I don't have use of my prime hand.
Are you ready to prove you belong in the top 8?
Yes, Chef!
Your time starts now.
This is going to be the toughest pressure test yet. First, they have to kick off by making the ricotta cheese.
I know chefs have never made cheese.
Come on, Matthew.
This is so challenging. Making fresh cheese and making 2 dishes in an hour is absolutely insane.
It's a little bit crazy. It's going to be a push the whole time for sure.
If they don't get this cheese right, the other 2 dishes will not work.
So ricotta is cream, milk, and lemon juice. I like to put a pinch of salt in mine. You bring those ingredients to a boil.
A little bit more, baby, just a little bit more.
You add the lemon juice, and then it will slowly start to curdle because of the acidity from the lemon juice.
It's curdling, it's curdling.
I cannot stand cheese. I absolutely hate it. I understand the chemistry behind it. It's the weirdest thing for a home cook to not like cheese. I'm not gonna be able to taste my food. Basically, I'm driving blind.
Now, remove it off the heat, let it set, so those curds start to form. Then you can strain it off to let the whey drop out.
Feeling the pressure. I just need to focus. This pressure test is intense. I don't know if I can do it, but I love cheese, so that is what I'm banking on. Cheese can't do me wrong.
Mary's got the right idea. She has triple layer of cheesecloth, which is going to trap all of the cheese curds inside of the cheesecloth.
That's smart.
Smart. Good thinking.
Mmm, chunky.
My ricotta is hanging.
Jacqueline, how you doing?
I feel like I'm doing okay. I think the hardest part is just gonna be getting the ricotta to set in time to use for the pastas.
Who do you think is the most likely to go home today?
I hate to say it, but Sean doesn't like cheese. The rest of us are all really strong.
30 minutes! You have 30 minutes left.
Oh, no. I don't think I did this thick enough.
I did not double up the cheesecloth enough.
I don't have enough ricotta.
I'm watching my ricotta run right through the cheesecloth and down the drain.
15 minutes! You have 15 minutes left! There's a lot to be done, so be careful of your time!
Basil. Nudies are floating.
The other thing they then need to do is start the sauces they're going to serve.
For my ravioli, I'm going to be doing a white wine cream sauce. Just something really simple.
It's all about balance and harmony.
For the ravioli, I'm gonna do a brown butter lemony sauce with a little bit of anchovy in there. And for the nudie, I'm gonna do a tomato sauce because I want the ricotta to come out.
2 minutes! You have 2 minutes left. Time to start plating 2 beautiful pasta dishes.
Yes, chef.
Go, Sean.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
Come on.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up!
Wow. Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Trying to mentally prepare myself for the worst because these other guys, they've cooked with cheese before and I haven't.
I'm really worried about the pasta. I might not have enough ricotta, and ricotta's supposed to be the star.
This is your ravioli.
Yes, it's a white wine sauce, and I finished it with some cream.
What do you think about the way this looks?
I definitely think I could have gotten more ricotta in it.
It's supposed to look like a pillow. It looks more like a bed sheet. Not the desired effect, is it?
No.
The texture is amazing.
Thank you.
The sauce is very light, it's very fragrant. The only problem, there's almost no ricotta.
Okay.
And this was supposed to be about ricotta.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What's in the sauce?
Capers, anchovies, chili flakes, olives, and tomatoes. I tried to keep it very simple.
Tell you one thing, sauce is beautiful, but I'm not as impressed with the nudie. You know, this is about ricotta cheese, and honestly, I taste a lot of flour. I don't really taste the cheese at all. You're missing the star here.
Sean, how are you?
I'm okay.
You went out on a limb and pushed to do 3 different colors, and you succeeded incredibly well.
Thank you.
So tell me what you have in the sauce and what's in the ravioli.
So inside the ravioli, there are 3 cheeses, the ricotta. There's also a little bit of Parmesan and provolone. The sauce is velouté with white wine and cream.
I can tell that this was made by someone who doesn't like cheeses.
You know, you were asked to do a beautiful ricotta cheese, and you did it. And that nudie, cheesy, light, fluffy, very, very nice. The bad news is you managed to overwhelm a beautiful nudie with too much of the pesto. Nice, but too much.
So you used every last bit of ricotta to create these 2 dishes.
Yes, chef.
You definitely achieved that beautiful, pillowy, fluffy look. The raviolis are generous, but what's happening inside? see ricotta in here, but is it going to come through in the taste? The ravioli's good. I can taste the ricotta. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Matthew.
Hi, Chef.
It's a good-looking dish. Has a little rustic approach. I do find the nudie a little on the small side for my liking. Great tasting sauce. Nice freshness to it, very clean. And whilst the ricotta is there, it is very, very subtle. And I think the fact that you were running low on ricotta cheese maybe forced you to cut them smaller. I think had you cut them a little bigger, it may have stood up just a touch more.
Yes, Chef.
You think you aced your ravioli?
The brown butter sauce, I really like it.
Where is the brown butter sauce? There's no real sauce here anywhere. That's a bit of a problem. The pasta's perfect.
Thank you.
The cheese filling is fantastic.
Thank you.
But there's no real sauce. You know what you should have done is use some of the water from the pasta into the pan and basted it that way. Added just a little knob of butter.
Okay.
And folded that in.
Okay.
And that would have given you the sauce that you needed. It's definitely not the Mary that we have come to expect.
Mary,
Hi.
which of the two dishes are you most proud of?
I'm most proud of the nudie. I like how bright it is.
They look wonderful. The color, your little drizzle of, was that a basil oil?
Yes.
And that's a beautiful size
Thank you.
of a nudie. Feathery like. The sauce, the freshness, just that hint of garlic. No misstep there. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you.
Cheese souffle.
Souffle is very hard, it's very technical, it's very challenging.
You have 3 eggs to work with.
You'll need all 3 yolks for the base and all 3 whites to make sure that it rises perfectly. So once again, you only have 1 chance to pull it off.
You have only 30 minutes to make your souffle.
Some professional chefs take years to perfect the souffle. I have only 30 minutes.
We want you to bring it to the front as soon as it's ready. Soufflés must be served and eaten immediately. So we need to judge yours at its highest peak.
If your souffle does not rise, your dream will fall along with it. Now please head to your station.
I should be top 6. I earned my spot. I've competed every single day. Alice hasn't.
Everything is resting in that one souffle.
Are you ready?
Yes, Chef.
Your time starts now!
Come on, guys.
Let's go, ladies.
Come on.
So many things can go wrong in a souffle.
Every step is critical. They only have 3 eggs, and the first step is they have to separate them, the whites from the yolks. They cannot break those yolks and contaminate the egg white. Otherwise, those egg whites just won't whip.
There are many ways to separate an egg white from egg yolk. Miranda used her hand, and that's exactly what I would do. With 3 eggs, no mistakes, use your hand.
That's definitely a home-cooked mistake to use the eggshells to separate your whites from your yolks, because those eggshells are like tiny little teeth. They're very jagged.
A souffle relies upon the whisked egg whites to rise that whole dish.
So if you don't whip your egg whites enough, it will be flat.
It's do or die, and I can't go home right now. I have too much riding on this, so this has to be perfect.
So I think what they should be doing next is starting to prepare their souffle base. Measuring out their dry ingredients, getting a pan on the stove top, melting down some butter, adding the flour to that butter, making your base roux, and then slowly add the milk to that pan, whisking and stirring constantly.
I want to prove to the judges that they were not wrong in bringing me back and that I deserve a spot here.
Miranda's batter looks very silky and smooth. Unfortunately for Alice, her batter looks kind of lumpy, almost like scrambled egg.
What's probably happened there is she has added her egg yolks to into her base flour and butter mixture when it was still too hot, and the egg yolks have started to cook. In essence, scrambling. Miranda is actually starting to whip her egg whites, I believe, by hand. Look, getting a little bit of volume.
I've whipped a lot of egg whites in my day. I know that I have to whip it to a medium stiff peak.
Nice job, Miranda.
Good job, looks great.
Savory soufflés are even harder to make than sweet soufflés.
Especially a cheese souffle for the simple reason cheese is very dense and heavy. That's why this is ultra tricky.
It's just not whipping.
Alice is trying to whip her whites, and they are not stiffening up.
These soufflés are going to take 12 to 15 minutes in order to achieve that beautiful height and that beautiful rise that we're looking for.
Oh my God, it's not whipping.
I don't know what happened, but I see yolk in my egg whites.
Did you get an egg yolk in there?
I did.
Her whites are contaminated. She has egg yolks in her whites.
Look, look, look. Miranda's souffle is going in the oven.
Whip it by hand. Turn it off and whip it by hand. Alice got yolk in her egg white. If I was in that position, I would really want someone to come help me.
Oh my God, look at this. Miranda's helping her.
Miranda is looking to help
My goodness.
her. I mean, this is...
It's classy.
Get violent.
One of these home cooks is going home, and Miranda is helping Alice. And she only has 3 minutes to get that souffle in the oven, or it's
Actually,
over.
those whites are stiffening up much better than I thought.
My goodness. You have to admire both of these home cooks, you know. Miranda, on one hand, is trying to help Alice, and Alice refuses to throw the towel in.
Second chances do not come that easily, and I came back here to cook. I am not going to give up.
The thing with soufflés is you don't know if you did it right till the very end. Alice, with soufflés, it can take a second, but it doesn't matter because in 1 second it won't be, and in the next second you have beautiful puffy goodness. Okay?
Thank you, Miranda.
Tell that soufflé to rise.
5 minutes! You have 5 minutes. You have to bring your souffle to the front.
If you think it's time, you take it out. You don't want it too brown, right?
Miranda's ready to take her souffle out.
Oh my goodness.
That one on the right looks nice.
Flat
one. This
Flat
one? I'm ready, chef.
It's raised nicely. Great-looking souffle. Look at that. When it shakes like that, that just shows it is so light and fluffy. That's why they don't last for long.
No.
I can smell the cheesiness. Very rich and flavorful by the nose. It's time to taste.
Okay.
After 3 grueling cooks, you absolutely nailed this.
Oh my God.
Look at that.
Thank you, Chef Michael.
Miranda, your mother is incredibly proud of you right now.
Those were the best words I could ever hear after such a grueling day.
1 minute. You have 1 minute left. 1 minute.
My souffle actually rose.
Let's go, Alice. You can do this. Wow.
There you go, Alice. There you go.
Against all odds, Alice, look what you did. Is that better than you thought?
It could have been better, I think.
Not perfect, but it rose. Amazing. I don't know how you pulled this off. The flavor is quite nice. It's not perfect, What is perfect, though, is you did not give up. I did not make a mistake by asking you back.
Thank you, Chef.
Way to go, Alice. We want to see you use your luxury cheese in 3 distinctly different ways.
You will have 75 minutes. Are you ready to cook your way into the finale?
Yes, Chef.
Your time starts now!
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I need to show the judges that even though I've never touched goat cheese before, that I can still make an amazing meal. Pomegranates. I'm definitely not gonna let this cheese get the best of me. Pears. Heavy cream is good.
I'm stuck with the blue cheese. Blue cheese is tough, but I really think that there's some things I can do with it to kind of calm it down.
Okay, carrot.
I eat what some might consider to be an outrageous amount of cheese.
Oh, broccoli.
But I have never eaten or cooked with Avonlea cloth-bound cheddar. The stakes are mega high and kind of scary.
We're asking these home cooks to come up with 3 preparations of 1 cheese. That is not easy. You really have to understand all the flavor profiles within that cheese.
Making 1 dish with blue cheese, incredibly hard. Making 3, it's like climbing a mountain.
And it's interesting with cheese, like wine, it picks up the flavors of the region from which it is made.
This cheese is unreal. Avonlea cheese is wrapped and then aged in the ground in PEI, so the minerals from the soil actually work their way in there. It smells like potatoes and also tastes like potatoes. For the first dish, I was thinking kind of like chips and dip. That's what the potatoes made me think of. So I'm making gougères. Gougères are like a savory cream puff. And then I have an idea, like broccoli and cheese, man. It's like so classic. So crispy cheddar and broccoli. And then I'm just gonna finish it off with a tarte tatin.
So to make a tarte tatin, you put apples into a good hot cast iron pan with butter and sugar and let them caramelize. Then the pastry crust goes on top and then into the oven for it to finish off baking.
Oh, right.
So, Josh, do you think Andre threw you a curveball with the blue cheese?
Definitely, but I'm ready to show him that the curveball is just gonna turn into a home run.
Tell me, what are you making?
I'm doing kind of a riff on the blue cheese dip that you would get for buffalo chicken wings. You know, that celery blue cheese kind of flavor. I'm gonna turn that into a soup today.
Blue cheese soup?
Yeah. And then second, I'm gonna do a butternut squash and blue cheese ravioli. And then for dessert, I'm going all out with a blue cheese cheesecake with a honey fig and ginger compo.
I'll be honest, I'm a little bit concerned that you right now are biting off a little more than you can chew.
I'll show you, Chef. You know, I'm definitely the hardest worker in the room.
Good luck.
Lots of time, tons of time.
Andre, you got the advantage. So what's your plan?
I'm gonna start off with a oyster mushroom mac and cheese.
Okay.
Then I'm doing a Brussels sprout and pomegranate goat cheese salad. The final course is going to be a pear and goat cheese mousseline.
Which of these applications will present the biggest challenge?
This mac and cheese.
The mac and cheese? What?
Yeah.
Why?
Just making sure the flavor of the goat cheese gets into that sauce.
Good luck.
Thank you. I really feel like this challenge is not for me. I'm not a cheese guy, but I didn't come this far to give up. I'm not gonna make this easy for Josh and Jennifer.
For the broccoli and cheese, I've put in butter, breadcrumbs, and a whole bunch of the cheddar. And on top of that, I layer the broccolini.
I actually think the broccoli and cheese dish is the weakest link in Jennifer's lineup of 3 dishes.
Doesn't sound like it's ambitious enough.
This dish is like so simple, but I want to do something really kind of classic, but do it really, really well. I can smell the cheddar, so that's caramelizing.
30 minutes! You have 30 minutes left.
Josh is attempting to make fresh pasta. It's an amazing idea, but he has definitely taken on a lot of tasks.
I have to stuff my pasta, I still have to cook my pasta, still have to make my blue cheese soup and a blue cheese cheesecake.
He is desperately running out of time.
I came here to win, and to win, I have to be able to take risks, but time is running out.
1 minute, you have 1 more minute. Get going, get going.
Josh hasn't even started plating. This is gonna be so close.
What am I missing?
Come on, let's go, let's go.
Holy heck.
That's good, that's good.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up.
Wow. I'm disappointed. The puff pastry did not end up on my dessert. I completely ran out of time.
Home cooks, that was impressive. Let's see how you did. Jennifer, can you please bring up your dish to the front?
I know it's not up to me, but it sure would be cool if this were awesome enough to get me to the finale. I've made cheddar gougères, and I've made a crispy cheddar broccoli with some bacon, and a tarte tatin with a cheddar pastry.
Jennifer, you love cheese, don't you?
That is true, chef.
I like the concept. You took simple things and you added cheese to it. And this is a take, I guess, on cheese and broccoli, right?
Yes, chef.
Cook is perfect. You get that sweetness coming from the broccoli, and then you get that sharp hit from the cheese itself. You got the balance of flavor, the seasoning, it's right. Well done.
Thank you, chef.
I get to try your apple tatine. Let's see how this tatine cuts. That's a good sound. What I see is a nice light golden color on that pastry. It is very, very good. That apple has become so molten and soft, and there's enough of that savory cheese element that adds just a touch of saltiness to it. This is an excellent rendition of a classic French tatine.
Thank you, chef.
So tell me about these gougères.
I was trying to capture some of that potato-y flavor near the rind, so it's in the batter, and then I think chips are always best with dip, so it's just some spicy honey and some grapes and pine nuts.
The question here is there enough beautiful cheddar in your gougères? What do you think?
I think so, chef.
I'm not too sure you really nailed it.
Okay.
Technically, these are very textbook. They're airy, they're light. I just want more of that cheese.
Okay. It doesn't feel like the bat flip level home run I have felt a couple other times in the kitchen, but it feels like I did a good job.
Andre, please bring your dish to the front.
Everything is riding on this one dish right now. My place in the competition and my ticket to the finale.
You had the advantage, the cheese, which you don't usually cook with.
Not working with cheese at all is a big disadvantage, but I just hope that I created something that could beat both of them. I started off with Brussels sprouts and pomegranate vinaigrette over a bed of fluffed goat cheese, oyster mushroom mac and cheese with truffle oil, and goat cheese mousseline with pine nuts and poached pears.
I can't resist having a macaroni and cheese. I'm gonna take a really big bite. That's very nice. First, the pasta cooked to perfection, okay, al dente. And that gray owl, it's a very, very mild cheese. But this seasoning, perfect.
Wow, thank you.
I am going to tuck into those Brussels sprouts. Let's see how this combination works. Your Brussels sprouts could have done with a little bit more charring in the pan.
Okay.
Other than that, this is a knockout little dish.
Seriously?
It has flavor from the bitter notes that you get with the Brussels sprouts, but then the creaminess of that gorgeous ash-aged goat cheese just sort of wraps around that Brussels sprout and says, I love you.
Thank you, chef.
I'm gonna try the poached pear. What did you poach it in?
I poached it in honey.
Is this what you envisioned?
No, I actually wanted some crumble.
Well, how come that didn't make it onto the plate?
Time.
Time?
Yep.
Time escaped.
First time time has really Hit me.
It has a lot of complexity to the spicing in the pear. The goat cheese, though, doesn't pop out as much as I want it to. I like the flavors. However, I know you wanted a crumble of puff pastry on this pear. It would have given it that extra little oomph. Is it worthy of a place in the finale? That's the big question.
I'm so nervous. I didn't come this far to fail, but I know for a fact I could do better.
Josh, please bring your dish to the front.
I think I managed to show off this blue cheese in a way that was creative. I'm really hoping that it shows the judges how far that I've come in this competition.
So Andre chose for you the tiger blue.
He did.
You got 3 elements on the plate.
The first one is my take on a blue cheese dip. It's a soup with celery and then added some blue cheese in there. Next, I have a butternut squash and blue cheese deep fried ravioli. The last one is blue cheese with creme fraiche cheesecake with a ginger simple syrup.
Interesting approach. I'm gonna try the soup. The soup, you say, is a celery base, which is a challenging ingredient to make a soup from. Just because there's a lot of water content to it, I find the thickness of the soup to be on the thinner side. I think you could have sweated down some onions, added more of the celery, and then blitzed everything just to give it some viscosity, some thickness. Although the cheese has a really nice note. There's no doubt there's blue cheese in there. Josh, thank you.
Okay.
Walk me through how you made this ravioli.
The filling is a roasted butternut squash, nutmeg, and a little blue cheese. And then I deep fried it, drizzled it with honey, and a yogurt and blue cheese sage cream underneath.
I like the flavors inside the ravioli. A little more of that blue cheese inside would have helped it to really pop and honor the tiger blue, which was what this challenge was all about. However, I was very concerned when I saw that you were trying to pull off a soup, a ravioli, and a cheesecake. So I really give you props for pulling this off.
You made a cheesecake many times, right?
I've only made one no-bake one at home. I've definitely never made a blue cheese cheesecake, for sure.
Okay. You got a nice crust here. It's not too thick. It's very uniform. Can't wait to sink my teeth into this. It's very good. I definitely get the blue cheese, which is very important because that's what you're paying homage to. It's very smooth and it's not grainy. Very good job.
Thank you, Chef. You know, there was a couple little things that I definitely could have done better, but I'm just hoping that this dish gets me to the finale.